Honestly, this is bloody useless. Never do this. Hello, everyone who just wants to squeeze as many bullets out of a gun as humanly possible, but in a gentle, caring way. I am BorderWise, and welcome back to From the Depths. This video was prompted by a random comment, whom I unfortunately do not remember who posted this, but it's a fun idea. It's like, hey, build a weapon with 100 firepower in every weapon category, and that was it. That was the suggestion. So we've done that. In case anyone's wondering, no, this tiny little machine gun is not 100 firepower. It is in fact, let's see, it is 0.59 firepower. This is probably, if not the most useless weapon in the game, probably one of the most weapons. This is essentially cosmetics that can shoot bullets a little bit. How much damage have we done? We have done literally no damage whatsoever, because this thing doesn't actually have the range to hit a marauder at 2,000 meters. So we're going to instead look at things that we have actually built. So I have done exactly that. I have done... Where did I put it is the question. Where did I put it? Uh-oh, future me, you're gonna have to, there we go. Right, what do we start with? Let's start in the order I built things in. So, to start off with, we're going to start with CRAM, because I like CRAM, and CRAM is one of the earlier things, well, it is simple-ish, I should say, and, disclaimer, this is not exactly 100 firepower, this is as close as I could be bothered to get, because, like, it's actually really difficult to get exact firepower numbers. So, the firepower of this CRAM cannon is just over 100, so it's 113.65. So this is, you probably could make this more compact, but this is the most compact Tetris I could use. I just ignore the fact that these blocks are weird. I have a mod installed that makes CRAM blocks less laggy. Highly recommend. So, what is this? Let's look at the composition. This is literally just, it is hardener, it is HE, it is frag, it is a timed AP HE frag gun. It does pretty well. Shell health of about, let's see, 56,000, does a lot of explosive damage, and it can put a dent, and this is one of my bare minimum CRAM tests, it can put a dent in an Alcazar. So we're going to be shooting at the Alcazar a lot, because I love to hate the Alcazar, and that's basically it, really. I like to shoot it. Kablooey. Also, CRAM sound effects mod, which I really need to remember to link to more often. Kaboom. So, I'm going to assume that that missed. So, yeah, 100 firepower. So, in case anyone's wondering, the firepower stat in From the Depths is actually quite misleading. Oh my god, are you serious? It is actually... Managed to shoot this down. I don't remember this. But basically, 100 firepower can be a lot, or a little. It can be useful, or it can be not useful, depending on what actually the weapon is. Right now, we are actually managing to land shots, and I think it's because maybe the time fuse is working out. Anyway, 100 firepower worth of CRAM is okay. It's okay. It's, there we go. That's what we like to see. Deacon's Christmas just took out our lands. There we go. That is the problem with using timed fuses on these things. Sometimes it explodes too early, sometimes it explodes too late, sometimes it is a bad time. How much damage have we done? Plenty, actually. So, 100 firepower CRAM. Let's look at the dimensions of this, by the way, just while we're here. Let the soothing sound of CRAM cannon. So this is a fully armored turret, which is optional. Armor the front of your turret, not necessarily the top. It is, let's measure this. So, 2, 4, it's 4, 8, 12, 14 meters tall, not including the turret cap. It is about 15 meters wide, and I can prove that to you. Like so, whoop, and whoop, whoop. Well, okay, maybe not. What is that? That is 15... No, that's a 13 by 13, which means it's actually an 11 by 11 CRAM, which, by the way, isn't actually very good. I really need to start using a 15 by 15 round turret, because accounting for the -2 from the armor of the turret. But anyway, so, reasonably big CRAM. I believe that... What's the largest... CRAM prefab. In fact, Alcazar, go away for a second. We don't need you. So I think it's the... What's it? The Rakarok. is over here. This is tiny in comparison. So let's look at the firepower of these things. Wow, I need to maybe uninstall this mod because it does weird things to CRAM textures. But anyway, what is the firepower? This is 26.29 and 26.91. So 100 firepower for CRAM is like... CRAM is compact, but it's not that compact. So if you want 100 firepower, there's better options for compact. And part of the reason for that is that small CRAMs are kind of, well, crap. And to show you that, I'm going to get rid of this big CRAM, and we're going to see how the Ragnarok does. Does it even have a local weapon controller? No, it does not. We can fix that right now. Watch this. Through the magic of block, I do this. And through the magic of magic, I spawn the Alcazar. And then this thing, first thing it does is fire CRAM shells off to the distance, which is probably going to get shot by lambs. Yep, there we go. So, the problem with CRAMs and their firepower is that even if their firepower looks good, because I believe you get more firepower. Well, the firepower goes up with like things like HE pellets or something like that, except the shell of health is negatively affected, which means it doesn't actually hit the target. So I never like going by firepower with any weapon type whatsoever, because it's just kind of misleading. So yeah, that's kind of whoops. There we go. There's our big CRAM, and now through the power of more than one CRAM cannon, we can hopefully see what happens here. Kablooey! What did that take out? Not much, actually, because the Alcazar is mostly empty space. Anyway, let's move on. So, 100 firepower CRAM cannon is about, let's say it's 11... It's an 11 times 14 turret, not including the turret cap. And 11 times 11. So, laser. Lasers are not very compact, so, well, actually, this is quite compact. This is, compact-ish. Especially if you folded this on top of each other, it would be a lot better. I did experiment with this. This is a, let's see, what laser is this? This is a, 0Q laser. I experimented with it being like, you know, 4Q, like, I didn't actually try the 4Q, really should try that now. So 1Q laser and 0Q, and this is okay. 100 firepower of laser is actually a decent amount of laser. So we're going to spawn the Alcazar again, because for some reason, like, this thing gave me such problems back in the day. Also, the aiming of this laser is very much deliberately, it is aiming for one block for 60 seconds, and that is doing so much more damage, so much more quickly than the frickin' CRAM cannon, even though I believe this thing is more expensive. Let's just double check. So, assuming the Fortress has that, that's like 30,000 materials, more pricey at least. So yeah, expensive, but also it's doing something. And I did test this against something smoky, and it still managed to do stuff because it's a 0Q laser. It is intense, it is encamping, it is intense. So yeah, it's like 100 firepower worth of laser is kind of this big. This is probably the most bog-standard laser Tetris there is, by the way. Depending on what you're actually doing, it could be more or less volume. So you got the whole thing of, you got a 3-meter pump with 3-meter pumps and a storage cavity. I don't actually like using storage cavities that often for some reason. I don't know why. It's generally because having a neat space divisible by 3 is a bit of a bummer. Well, not a bit of a bummer, it sometimes just doesn't fit well. And I could fully flesh this out, but then it would be over a 100 firepower. I think this might be the closest I ever got. But yeah, that's 100 firepower worth of laser, and it's doing horrible, horrible things to the Alcazar much more quickly. So, again, this is what I'm saying, is like 100 firepower worth of CRAM, it's alright. I mean, it certainly doesn't include the power supply, by the way, with the laser, because this is just being powered like so. It's in fact being powered by 2 giant steam engines, so that's always the trick with energy weapons. It's like, oh, 100 firepower, this is how much volume it takes. Don't forget the thing that's actually giving its juice. It's delicious, juicy juice. Alright, so that's the laser. It's reasonably strong. And moving up. Simple weapons are hilarious. So, simple weapons are one of those things that certain people, Rost and VT, basically say, never use this. If you're good enough at advanced cannons, you never need to use them at all. This is, like roughly 100 firepower worth of the largest simple weapon, or at least I guess the biggest, most expensive one, which is the Type LE case-mated gun. Basically 2 150mm guns with a maximum shell length of 1.8 meters, and it fires. So these ones, in case you're wondering what they are firing, they're firing just a very basic AP frag shell, so nothing to write home about. 36.4 armor piercing, just over 1,000 kinetic damage. Won't do... How much is a metal beam again? Hold on a minute. Will that take out a metal beam? It almost will take out a metal beam. It just probably won't penetrate through it. So yeah, this does okay, but like this is a little silly. This is a little bit silly Billy. Just a little bit. And also brace your ears. Ow! Okay then, future me, remember to edit that. That's the other problem with having 100 firepower worth of simple weapons. It's bloody loud. That hurt me, and my volume isn't even that high. The good news is that it is doing something, and honestly I should have done AP heat with this, because that would have been hilarious and funny. Also double checking the cost, just in terms of this, so... That is more expensive than the 100 firepower worth of lasers, just at a glance, bearing in mind that all of these simple weapons are on their own turrets, and on with their own local weapon controller, which probably inflates the cost a lot, to be honest. I did that because I was feeling lazy. And yes, they are sitting on wood ducts because I felt like it. That smelt like... Yep, okay, so the volatile AA guns are being blown off. That's always very sad. As much as I hate the Alcazar, like, just because of past experiences with it, I do appreciate how fun it is when the little side turrets go kablooey. So, 100 firepower worth of simple weapons, probably not worth it, and this is not as bad as it gets, honestly. So, you'll notice that there is a second simple weapons fortress. So I thought to myself, like, alright, the custom shell weapons are one thing, but what about the non-customizable ones? So here we have way too many 60mm autocannons. Let's actually double check here. Block count, 136 of them. And that gets us just, wow, almost exactly 100 firepower. Just 0.66 over. And again, I'm going to remember to zoom out this time so you don't get deafened. And 100 firepower with this is absolutely bloody useless, and here's why. So we're going to go there, and firstly, laggy as hell. We don't like that. And secondly... this amount of simple autocannons actually like tips over the game's well, there is a limit to how many shells you can have per team in From the Depths. And let's see if we do this, will it actually hit? It actually will. So honestly, I should probably half the amount of guns on here. Let's actually should we do that? Nah, let's keep lagging my PC. Let us actually, at a much shorter range, it could probably work pretty well. But yeah, honestly, this is bloody useless. Never do this. How expensive is this? Let's just double check. So, that is considerably cheaper. That's actually the cheapest one so far. So, weirdly enough, this is darn cheap. It's just not good in terms of volume or performance of your PC or doing anything whatsoever. So, like, yeah, like... What is even happening over here? Let's go over here. Let's see. That's really not doing that much. So, yeah, not worth it. Don't bother. Do not bother with 100 firepower worth of simple weapons. Your PC will thank you. Alright, so now, APS. This one was very quick because I just happened to have a pre-made APS turret, which I made for giggles. By the way, APS is so damn customizable. Don't take this as, like, the only example. This thing is just under 100 firepower, so it's 96.86. So you imagine, make this thing just, I don't know, 2 blocks wider, and you would probably get there. So what does this thing do? This is a 433mm gun, firing 8-meter shells. Let me show you the Tetris. It's good old-fashioned 3-clip Tetris in here. It's got some railguns. It's a nice railgun hybrid. 24.4 RPM. And what is this thing firing? I believe it's... Yep, okay, so it's firing AP timed frag, which is a lovely, lovely shell because it's just kind of, well, idiot-proof. It's like what the AP timed CRAM frag, only different. Also, I'm trying to remember, what have I done here? I have done that. What have I done here? Aha! I've done the spin block trick because I'm evil. I did that for something else, actually. But anyway, this is absolutely fun. 100, any amount of firepower of APS can be bloody brilliant if you do it correctly. So, honestly, like, this is kind of fitting in with the tier list I did ages ago. In that, like, honestly, APS is, like, king of weapons in From the Depths. Never leave home without it. And you can just see bits just gradually falling out. And just, ooh, those are good bits. Oh, those are yummy. I think those were AI components, my goodness. So yeah, 100 firepower worth of APS is this nice, compact turret. Well, this is one example of probably squillions. And yeah, you'll just put rounds straight through an Alcazar, chip the paint sometimes. Come on, one more for... Yep, okay, that'll do it. Yay, kablooey. Please take out Lamb's nodes. Whoop! Okay, more of that. Yay! Hooray! Hooray! And this is probably doing the best damage so far, honestly. It's like putting a hole straight through this. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, to the surprise of absolutely no one, 100 firepower worth of APS, actually just under 100 firepower worth of APS, is jolly good. It gets wonderful results. Beautiful, wonderful, sexy results. Nothing to complain about. Alright, moving right along. Alright, missiles. To the surprise of... Oh, by the way, the amount of APS firepower is cheaper than the missiles, and actually cheaper than the equivalent amount of simple weapons, which actually works properly. So, yeah, there you go. APS, bloody brilliant. So, 100 firepower's worth of missiles is really very, very compact. So, like, if anyone was doubting how compact 100 firepower worth of missiles could be, this is it. This is large missiles, by the way, which are the best missile. As far as I'm aware, that's what everyone seems to tell me. Just to show you what these are super basic, super helpful. It's just radar seeker, signal processor, APN guidance, explosive warhead, reinforced body. Reinforced bodies, never leave home without them. If your missile is long enough, stick at least one on there, because health equals damage. Because more health, more damage. Probably just as much so as CRAMs, honestly. And I believe that a single volley of this can put a nice dent on an Alcazar. I'm trying to remember how much of a dent. Because the lambs on the Alcazar, it takes out... Pew pew pew. 1, 2, 3... Almost. Kablooey. So there you go. Bearing in mind that this particular weapon setup requires absolutely no detection at all, and it's so compact that you probably would actually save materials on armoring it and building a hull around it, missiles are actually jolly good. I keep thinking missiles are a noob weapon, which is not the case at all. If you know what you're doing, and especially if you are a person who like uses Lua or uses remote guided missiles properly and all that jazz, well, there you go. It just did the popping party trick on the Alcazar. Then yeah, missiles can be absolutely devastating and super compact. Like, this is so compact. This is nothing. In fact, it is very expensive though. It is what is it? It's the only thing more expensive than it is the is the simple weapon. So there you go. If you're thinking about making a craft with that is nice and compact and cheap, use missiles rather than simple weapons, honestly, because missiles actually work better. Alright then, moving on. Moving right along. Alright, particle cannons. My favorite thing. This one was super easy because you might recognize this. This is a template. This is this template, in fact. This is the... Wait, no, wrong. This is the Argos, which, as it turns out, is just under 100 firepower worth of particle cannon. I have tweaked this a little bit. I don't remember what I have tweaked. Actually, I remember what I've tweaked. We've just set a ACP volume control, so if the enemy is below a certain volume, it sets a certain charge time, between or above. So, yeah, so we're just going to spawn in the Alcazar again because that is funny. So, particle cannons are infamous for being horribly material inefficient, counted for by the fact that, like, well, they counter damn near anything. There's no way to stop them. So, yeah, piercing goes piercing. Let's see, will we ever see this thing fire again? By the way, like, oh, we're at 20 seconds, there we go. Oh, there we go, it did the popping party trick. I mean, if it can do that in any reasonable length of time, that's pretty good. So, again, not bad, not bad, not bad. Do have to bear in mind that, like, it's eating materials like crazy. And, got all that. Let's just double check the cost of it, because I keep forgetting. That is, again, the second most expensive so far, because, like, it's only really... Yep, again, the simple weapons is, like, more expensive than it, hilariously. Bearing in mind, there was a lot of, like, I don't know, all-in-one local weapon controls with this one, so I'm probably being a little bit unfair. I was lazy. I was only focusing on firepower. My bad. So yeah, 100 firepower worth of particle cannon can be quite compact. All of these things, by the way, have the same stats, so it's like a little bit of overclocking, maximum focus. I don't think I ever put focus below 100%, because I always assume the thing is too far away for me to do actual damage. And also, man oh man, do particle cannons lose damage over distance, and like you don't want them losing accuracy as well as you can, if you can possibly help it. Kablooey! Shartumi! Whee! So it's doing a number on the Alcazar. Hehe. We're bullying an Alcazar today. It feels very good. Okay, so 100 firepower a pack. There we go. Plasma. Here's another very compact one, and this one is surprisingly cheap. It is, in fact, let's see, more expensive than APS, more expensive than CRAM, cheaper than lasers, however. Again, I believe that this one was, yeah, this is one of the prefabs. Conveniently enough, I'm remembering to use them. Let's go here. It is the, what is it? The Sequester Sniper, I believe. 7x7 hull-mounted dual turret. Did I remember to put, is this controlled by a local weapon controller? Yes, it is. So yeah, what is this? So, charges used per shot is 15. Maybe I could adjust this a little bit, maybe not. But anyway, we're going to spawn the Alcazar, and plasma at 100 firepower is fairly easy to manage. It goes kablooey. What just exploded? So there you go, it's just instantly 2% health taken clean off. Oh, it's because it blew up that turret. So yeah, plasma, nice and compact. Like, compare this to how big the CRAM cannon was, or the APS. This is nice and compact is actually kind of good. Because again, that means smaller hull, which means smaller target, which means less materials spent on armor. Very nice. So yeah, plasma. I need to use plasma more often. I keep forgetting to do that. I quite like plasma. It's just it's so damn expensive. But it's compact, like I just said. And it is cheaper than 100 firepower worth of laser, apparently. Lasers, I already knew that lasers were not compact, but ye gods, it really, make 100 firepower worth of laser, it really highlights how not compact it is. Pew! Oh, I'm glad I hung around for that. Oh, that's satisfying. Okay, good, good, good. Alright then. And Flamer. And again, this is really compact. This is about the same volume as the plasma, or something like it. So, again, not exactly. Just over 100 firepower worth of Flamer. And we're going to need to spawn the Alcazar way closer for this. But 100 firepower worth of Flamer is actually really darn good. You stop moving. I want to cook you. So yeah, the Alcazar is made mostly of metal, and this is doing horrible, horrible things to it. Like, if you haven't seen my Most Wanted on the Sailfish, treat yourself, because I think that Flamer is even worse. Actually, hold on, we can literally see that right here. Let's see, Sailfish is how much firepower? Is over, well, yeah, is more than 6 times stronger than this one, and look what this is doing. Whee! Sizzle, sizzle! Sizzle, sizzle, delicious, delicious. Alright, let's do... Hold on, you should be like this. Move closer. So yeah, 100 firepower with a flamer is absolutely great, except for the fact that it's a frickin' flamer and can't do anything below the water, and it's nice and short range, but yeah, look at the damage it's doing. This is doing so much better than the simple weapons, my goodness, and it's probably also very cheap. Hold on. Yeah, that's so cheap, like, so compact, so cheap. Like, flamers, like, back when flamers were first added, I was wondering about, like, how meta they would actually be, but this is the cheapest option here. Sure, it's short range, but, like, I don't know, drive fast, fool, and then you'll be doing, then it'll be really good. So let's now compare the most, let's line all these things up, shall we? So let's get rid of this Bernie Alcazar, and try and order them in a way that most compact to least compact. So flamethrower is here, probably plasma is here. Yeah, plasma's more compact. And missiles are over here. Everyone don't move. What was next from flamer? Probably particle cannon, I think? And then... oh, the particle cannon was more compact than the flamer. Hold on. Sort yourselves out, please. Don't... oh my god! Oh! That's a bug and a half, isn't it? Bug report. The waves went nuts. Jeez. Alright then. Let's try that again. So we got that over there, that over there. So missile, plasma pack, flamer, flame on. What was next? APS, I think. So APS. Just pausing everything so it doesn't run into each other. APS. I guess this really is a story of a girl, but also it is like just how compact stuff is. Yeah, 100 firepower worth of APS is more compact than CRAM, even though CRAM is a fair bit cheaper, although not that much. I think CRAM is underpowered, and I'm definitely not biased because I'm a CRAM gunner. What else? Laser, flamer, check. Laser is definitely over here. I think Rorston was right all along in that simple weapons really suck. And simple weapons over here, and then simple weapons over here. I think this is what's the volume here? Volume is 15082, and this one is 15083, so it is more compact. Right, so going down. Most to least compact. So 100 firepower with a simple weapons. Bloody useless. Takes up too much space. Too much space, I say. Admittedly, I haven't done it in the most efficient way here, but this sucks, and this particular setup means that it can't really even, like, hit the target at long range, because, like, here's my shell limit. So, let's see. Misk is here. Yeah, so I think, what is it? I think it counts to the APS limit, so it does do over 800 shells, which is no good. And this one right here, which is... hold on a minute. Let's do this and get you out and out of the water. Thank you. So that's 100 firepower worth of simple weapons, which is absolutely silly and too expensive. 100 firepower worth of laser, way more reasonable, particularly if you fold this up on top of itself and make it a nice cube, me likey, but also bearing in mind you're going to need extra power for it. CRAM... I love CRAM, but yeah, no, it's not good at small sizes, so 100 firepower with a CRAM looks something like this. Also, bearing in mind that the firepower goes up, I forgot to mention the slower reload. So you see the firepower is 113.65, so if I go here, and if I remember what this is, and this is color-coded, so see it's 113.65. It is now 115.47, so a more slower firing CRAM has more firepower, per se, because in general, slower firing CRAMs do more damage. So let's try and get this to a 20-second reload. I think I can do that. Can I do that? That is 15 seconds. We're now at 120 firepower. Bearing in mind this was actually underpowered for its size because it wasn't at an optimum reload. Let's see, that's 18.9, 130 firepower. Let's do this, what are we looking at? This is now 21.8, 136.16 firepower with 88,000 shell health. Very nice. This is actually like what you'd want for this particular CRAM cannon. I had it set to a faster reload to get that 100 firepower, roughly. So yeah, this would be much better. This would be a hell of a lot better. And then over here, APS, nice solid AP AP frag hybrid railgun. Nothing to complain about. Here we have the barbecue master, the flamethrower. 100 firepower flamethrower is really not that big. You could fit this on quite a small thing. Then over here, 100 firepower with a pack. Would probably look different if it was not 4 packs super glued together. Also probably would be different depending on what kind of lens you use, honestly. Haven't tested that. And then 100 firepower with a plasma is very small. In fact, this turret isn't even that efficient because it's got these metal blocks in here that are not, you know, particularly doing anything. Insert protectors and stuff like that. So, no. But even this could be made more compact. And then, of course, the king of compact firepower is missiles. This is teeny tiny. Like, you could fit this on a very small boat. Admittedly, this requires a hell of a lot of materials and ammo as otherwise. So, there you go. That is all weapons with 100 firepower. That guy is off a slight distance away, because that's the black sheep of the family for sure. Dare I have all these idiots fire at the Alcazar now? We're gonna have to spawn in a lot more Alcazars. Let's spawn in 3 Alcazars. Nope, that's too close. Actually, let's spawn them right in front of the flamethrower, because that's funny to me. That is super funny. That is super funny. That is super funny. This is going to lag. Hello. That is laggy as hell. Alright, well, while the lagging is happening, thank you all so much for watching. This was a fun, silly thing to do, and I'm glad I did it, so I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you, like a Patreon exclusive Discord, where you can hang out with me and other cool people. And at the highest tier, I'll even build or draw stuff for you, depending on your preference. Also, check out my other channels, they are good. And check out my Twitch, it is also very good. We're building a whole ass custom campaign, and you should subscribe to the VOD channel, because the VOD channel is good. And it is almost monetized, and if it gets monetized, I can stop complaining about it, and I can afford to indulge my instant coffee habit a bit more. So, thank you in advance. Have fun with firepower responsibly, and I'll see you next time in From the Depths. Farewell! This is what the Alcazar truly deserves. Hundreds worth of firepower melting its face off.